9:30. We'll share our hot takes. You can share yours throughout the entire show by texting them in. The hotter, the better. And I've got a one that's been boiling for quite some time, and I finally put it down on paper. I'm ready to stand by it. That's coming up at 9:30 later on in the show. Before we get anywhere further, last night the Bills fell to the Texans. And I mean, what we talked about yesterday, Alan, it happened, right? We said it was going to be defense from the Texans. If they were going to win it, it had to be a low-scoring affair where their defense made some plays. Their defense made a whole heck of a lot of plays. Getting 2 picks, forcing a fumble. One of those picks, I believe, was a pick 6. Josh Allen was sacked 8 times. And it felt last night that we are in the midst of a changing of the guard. And I'm not saying the Houston Texans are one of the teams that are going to overtake the Buffalo Bills. Rather, that the gap between the great teams in the AFC, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills, the gap between them and the rest of the field is nowhere near as wide as it used to be. It used to be that the Bills could play a game like they did last night against a average, middle-of-the-road Houston Texans team, and they would still find a way to win. Maybe it was a little closer than they would have liked, but they found a way to win. But last night, they couldn't find a way to win because the Texans are a good football team. And that's been the case here this entire season, as you have the Colts and the Patriots atop the AFC along with the Broncos. And after the last 6 or 7 years being dominated by Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, those 3 in the regular season, and then we've seen Patrick Mahomes go sicko mode in the playoffs each and every year, this changing of a guard has begun. And as it stands now, the Bills, of those 3 teams named, they are the only one in the playoffs. They are the 6th seed, but they're just a game up on the playoff cut line. And the Texans own the head-to-head tiebreaker after last night's game. Chiefs out of the playoffs as the 9 seed right now. The Ravens, if the season ended today, they're out of the playoffs. If the season ended today, Josh Allen would be in there with Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, and Drake May. And the thing with this is an example. The Chiefs are a better team this year than they were last year. They have more yards per game. They rank 7th in the NFL this year with 364 yards per game. A year ago, they had 328 yards per game, which was 17th in the league. This year, they're scoring 25.5 points per game. Last year, they scored just about 23 points per game. 9th this season, 15th last season. They've got a better EPA per play mark. They rank 3rd in the league in EPA per play at .162. Last year, they were 9th in the league at .071. This year, they've got a better success rate, 48.9% compared to last year's 47.7%. Defensively, they're pretty much the exact same. And so it's insane to me that we see the Chiefs, according to all numbers, raw stats, nerd numbers, whatever it is, the Chiefs are better this year than last year. But the rest of the league has closed that gap. And now a couple slip-ups, the Chiefs have had 5 of them, by the Ravens, Chiefs, and Bills, means that instead of falling from the 1 seed to maybe the 3 seed like they have in years past, the teams are completely falling out of the playoffs. And it's going to take a lot of self-reflection in the mirror this offseason, and even in the middle of this season, for the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs. Because in order to maintain their perch as the teams to beat, as the teams with the bullseye on their back, they're going to have to change something. And that was what was so beautiful about the Patriots dynasty. And I know a lot of people are tired of New England and tired of the fact that they've essentially gone from Brady, a little bit of a lull period where they had to fire Bill Belichick, fire Gerard Mayo, but now it feels like they're back atop the mountain with Drake May. But with what they were doing with Brady, the great thing and why they were able to have such staying power is they adapted on the fly. They were a defensive powerhouse during that first dynastic run. Then they became a high-flying offensive show when they traded for Randy Moss. Now, they didn't really get any Super Bowls out of that, but they had a couple of Super Bowl appearances. Then they transitioned to a consistent power, playing through Gronk, having those 2 tight end sets, and having a very, very good defense again, helping them win a couple more Super Bowls at the tail end of the Brady-Belichick era. They effortlessly morphed every couple of years to stay ahead of the curve and stay at the top. That's what the Chiefs, Ravens, or Bills are facing right now. And we're witnessing the top teams failing to adapt at this point. And because of that, we're getting a complete changing of the guard at the top. We'll talk about the game later on in the show, but the Colts play the Chiefs this Sunday. And this is a massive game for Kansas City because if they lose, they drop below 500, and it'll be the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career that he's below 500 this late into a season. They are in uncharted territories, and it's not because they're a worse team. We just went over the stats. It's not because the Chiefs are a worse team than they were a year ago. It's because everyone else has gotten better, and it is fascinating to see. And last night, Bills-Texans game kind of really reinforced that thought. Not that the Texans are taking over the spot as one of the top teams in the AFC. Far from it. They've got a lot of issues, especially on the offensive side of the football. However, the fact that they were able to win that game, where in years past they have not been able to win that game and they have fallen short, that's where the changing of the guard comes into play, and that's where the changes come into play for the teams atop the AFC, like the Bills, the Ravens, and the Chiefs. So, fascinating game. We'll get into that game more as we move along into the show. Before we get any further, want to update you with some things that may have happened overnight in the wide world of sports.
This is your Fitz the Bill morning update, getting you caught up on some of the biggest stories in sports.
Last night, the Texans pulled out the 23-19 win over the Buffalo Bills on Thursday Night Football. Will Anderson of the Texans, 2.5 sacks. The team had 8 total. Yesterday, Baylor announced that athletic director Mack Rhoades is leaving the school effective immediately. Rhoades had been the athletic director since 2016, but back on November 12th, Baylor said it was investigating unspecified allegations against him. The status of that investigation, or if it is still ongoing, has not been made clear by the university. Rhoades is also leaving his position as the chair of the college football committee. Over in the NBA last night, Tyrese Maxey dropped a new career high, 54 points as the 76ers won 123-114 over the Milwaukee Bucks. The Kings lost in blowout fashion, 137-96 to the Grizzlies. Domantas Sabonis tore his meniscus. He's expected to be out at least a month. Dante Exum for the Mavericks underwent season-ending surgery earlier this week, so he will be gone for the season as the Mavericks still sputter. The Spurs got a 26.9 assist, 3-steal outing from De'Aaron Fox, and it powered San Antonio to a 135-126 win over the Hawks. And the Magic won 129-101 over the Clippers. Over in Lakerland, the Los Angeles Lakers are reorganizing their basketball operations department. The Lakers have fired executives Joey and Jesse Buss from their respective front office positions effective immediately. Joey and Jesse told ESPN's Shams Charania of the news. The Lakers, according to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, also dismissed much of their scouting department. And in the NBA with ratings, national NBA games being shown on NBC, Peacock, Amazon Prime, or ESPN have drawn more than 60 million viewers through the first month of the regular season. That was announced yesterday. The league noted that this is the highest opening total in 15 years. And in NHL action, Alexander Ovechkin scored a hat trick in an 8-4 win over the Canadiens. It is Ovechkin's 33rd hat trick to tie Brett Hull for 4th in NHL history. Ovechkin also added an assist to move into the 10th spot on the all-time points list, passing Avalanche great Joe Sakic. So that's what you may have missed in the wide world of sports overnight. A lot happening. Not often that we talk hockey, especially after Ovechkin passed the goal record a year ago. But I guess there are more records for the great one to overcome up there in the District of Columbia. And I do have to say this right off the top, Alan. I love how the Montreal Canadiens are the Canadiens. Like, could you imagine the like Montreal's the capital of Canada, right?
I think
No.
it is. I think it is. Or is it Quebec?
Or is Montreal in Quebec? Man, I should have looked this up.
I'm looking it up now.
Oh man, this is so
It's It is, wow, I'm confused too. It says Ottawa, but.
Okay, yeah, that's right. The Ottawa Senators. Ottawa's the capital of, I should have remembered this. Ottawa's the capital of Canada, and they're called the Senators.
But it's funny because there's rumors on, or debate on Google that it's two capitals, not one, but Ottawa. Yes.
And then Montreal is in Quebec, which is French, and the Canadians are the French term for Canadians.
I can confirm that Montreal is definitely predominantly French because I've been there.
Yeah, it is predominantly French. All of Quebec is predominantly French. It was settled by Frenchmen back when Canada was first being discovered, quote unquote discovered. And I think Quebec has tried to, maybe not recently, but there's been votes in the past to try to like secede from Canada because they feel like they're so different.
So they're the Texas of Canada?
Kind of, but they're French, not Texans. But imagine having like an American team called the Americans.
Yeah.
Like the Denver Canadians. The Denver Americans. Just funny. All right, so today we've got no guests. We want to hear from you. Call in whenever you want, 804-327-0888. And like I said earlier, it's Hot Take Friday. We've got some scorching hot takes coming up at 9:30, but you can text in throughout the entire show. Text number, same as the call-in number, 804-327-0888, and drop your hot takes throughout today's show. The best ones will be read because we've had some good hot takes over the last couple of weeks, and I've got a scorching hot one coming that bucks a historic trend that's been going on for well over a decade. So excited to get to that at 9:30. We're going to take a break, step aside. Then we've got to talk about the Thursday night football game last night because the Bills, they fell flat on their face, or in the case of Josh Allen, fell flat on his shoulder. A little injury scare there for Josh Allen. We'll talk about that, talk about how the Texans were able to pull out the win on Thursday night football on the other side.
Traffic reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Lennox dealer. Online at HermanAllenPlumbing.com.
Are you suffering from a sports injury, chronic pain, or something that just plain hurts? Ortho Virginia can help get you on the road to recovery. As the state's largest provider of orthopedic care, Ortho Virginia's team of specialists offers surgical and non-surgical treatment options. With 12 offices conveniently located in the Richmond area, visit orthovirginia.com or call 804-915-1910 to discover why at Ortho Virginia, stronger starts here.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-939-1331. That's 800-939-1331. 800-939-1331.
Celebrate the Richmond region's most inspirational sports stories at the RVA Sports Awards, Saturday, January 31st at the Altria Theater. Reserve your tickets now at visitrichmondva.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RADIO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RADIO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RADIO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
106.1 ESPN traffic.
Expect slow-moving traffic heading south on 95 between Chamberlain Avenue and Hermitage Road, as well as heading northbound between Bells Road and Maury Street. There's been an accident on Hicks Road at South Providence, and we're seeing some merging delays heading north on 195 between Laburnum Avenue and Bryan Park Interchange.
Hey, Richmond, looking for more Fitz the Bill content and behind-the-scenes looks into the show? Well, follow us on Instagram at Fitz the Bill ESPN RVA. You'll get all of the clips, exclusive hot takes, and so much more. Follow us at Fitz the Bill ESPN RVA on Instagram.
Another one bit the dust last night. That's for sure.
It's got to be the Texans theme song here.
I mean, Davis Mills. Shout out the defense. But I mean, who would have thought that the Bills would fall to the Davis Mills? Who named him? That's a lot of S's in his name. Who would have thought they would fall to the Mills-led Texans as Davis Mills, now 3-0 as the Texans starter, and just like that, Houston right back into the thick of a playoff run. They've got the head-to-head victory now over the Buffalo Bills, who have just a game advantage over Houston in the playoff picture. And that defense, man, that defense is darn good. They did not let the Bills, and I know the Bills scored 19 points, but one was on a big run from James Cook early on. Another one was from a kickoff return for a touchdown. And the Texans' defense really did not allow Buffalo to have any sustained drives throughout the game. And they hit Josh Allen for 8 sacks. Plus, he was just hit 4 more times. And it was the highest pressure rate in Josh Allen's career. He played like he did last week in that Bucs win where he had 6 total touchdowns, except it was the opposite side of the coin. And we talked about this around the water cooler last week. Like, sometimes when Josh Allen puts on the superhero cape, you're going to get those 6 touchdown performances, and you can kind of live with the bad. You can live with those couple of interceptions he threw last week. But on that same side of the coin, or on the other side of the same coin, I should say, you get games like this where he looked rattled. He looked like he didn't really know where to go with things, and the Texans' defense completely obliterated him and made the Bills' offense look downright bad.
Yeah, post-game, Will Anderson said that their philosophy is swarm, and you can see that, right? You can see how they play defense. Some of the best defenses we've seen throughout football, not even the NFL, just in general, football. Like, there's always more than 4 jerseys around the ball, and those defenses are typically the ones that we hold in a high regard, and the Texans have that, man. Like, Will Anderson had a game himself, but like the collective,
Neil Hunter had 2
yeah, I was gonna say
too.
the collective energy of the unit, even the secondary, man, like coming up and forcing the fumble, like that's just effort and just attention to detail, like knowing to attack the ball because you're getting there late anyway. Forget necessarily making the tackle, but go for the punch out because he's got to secure the ball. I just think they're just a well-coached unit, and I know I said it or somebody on our airs like kind of messed around with the idea that D'Amico might be on the hot seat, but this just keeps looking like one of his better coaching jobs.
He was on the hot seat a couple of weeks ago when C.J. Stroud went down.
When they started 0-3, I think.
Yeah, they started 0-3, but even like up until 3 weeks ago, they were 3-5, and it was like this offense is sputtering. His new hire at OC isn't working. Things aren't looking all that great. You're coming off of a 3-point loss where your offense never found a rhythm at home. And C.J. Stroud got hurt, and then it's been a win against Jacksonville, a win against Tennessee, and a win against the Bills. And that's not like the Raiders, Titans, and who's another horrible team in the NFL? The Vikings, I don't know. That's a win against a Jaguars team that's good. Not great, but good. That's a win against a bad Texans team. And then it is a win over what we assume to be a good Bills team. But who knows about that, because the Bills are 3-4 over their last 7. But an excellent coaching job by D'Amico.
Yeah. And they're without their starting quarterback. Nico Collins went down at one point. I think they had Mixon was out too, right?
Mixon's been out all season.
Yeah, like
and so they were doing it with Woody Marks. Do you even know where Woody Marks went to play college?
Remember, I made a bet on Woody Marks. I told you about
Did
that.
you really?
Yeah. Remember, I was like, I had a bet on Woody Marks to score 2 touchdowns
That's
that time?
right.
And you were like, who's Woody Marks?
Who's Woody? And I'm still like, who's Woody Marks? USC 4th-round pick in this last year's draft. He has 422 yards this year, 115 carries. Good for him.
No, he's not bad when he gets the rock. He's actually got pretty good vision too. But their offensive line
That's a wild bet to me.
It almost hit. But their offensive line is kind of makeshift too because they got rid of Tunsil. I just think they're not in their final form and they're still playing really good ball despite of all that.
And they're 6-5, and they have an opportunity, depending on how things break in their favor. If Jacksonville loses this week, they then jump into the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's insane.
They've got the Colts and the Chiefs too on their schedule. I said last hour, it looks like that game against the Chiefs is going to be super important because the Chiefs have 5 losses and the Texans have 5, maybe potentially 6. Who knows? Like if the Colts beat the Chiefs and the Texans come in next week with 5 losses and the Chiefs have 6, that game will decide who's getting into the playoffs.
Both teams will have the Colts before that game on December 7th. So both teams could come in with 6 losses, both to the Colts. The kicker to it all, and not to go down the complete rabbit hole of playoff pictures and the what-if scenarios, but for the Chiefs, they're in a really, really, really difficult spot because they're 5-5. The Texans own the tiebreaker over them until they play head-to-head. But Houston has a better divisional record and a better conference record than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Kansas City's 2-4 in AFC play, and that's one of the tiebreakers they use when it comes down the line.
They should move to the NFC then.
Here's the thing: if KC was in the NFC, they'd be right in their same spot. They'd be the 9th seed in the NFC.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because Panthers are 6-5, Cowboys are 4-5-1, so they would slot in right there at the 10th spot behind the Panthers.
Now, yesterday I said the strategy was let's get in field goal range and get some points out of this and hold on and let our defense win the game.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure that was the philosophy there last night. Like we're here. Do first and second down. We tried to score. Okay, let's just hand the ball off, get in a good position, and kick this field goal. So I like what I saw last night from the Texans. I like their energy. We should raise an alarm on the Bills, but my alarm starts with my guy Joe Brady. It's not clicking, and he's not making it happen without talented wide receivers. And also, I'm about to say that the Bills are making some organizational negligence here. Allen needs a wide receiver 1.
Yes, and it's blowing up in their face. You remember what the GM said over the offseason where he was like cussing out fans? And he was like, I know better than you. We don't need a wide receiver 1. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, the Packers said that too. And I'm just saying, Allen's best career came when Diggs was at his best because Diggs could win the one-on-one matches. He was a safety blanket.
I got to say something about Stephon Diggs, and I'm glad you brought him up. He gets way too much hate.
No. You know why he gets hate? Because he's a jerk, man.
No, I don't care. He went to Minnesota. Who busted out onto the scene in Minnesota?
Yeah, him and Thielen at the same time, and they chose Thielen.
Sure. And then, but who was the quarterback during that run? Case Keenum. He made Case Keenum. Him and Thielen helped make Case Keenum look like a star. Then he gets traded to the Buffalo Bills. What does he make Josh Allen? Josh Allen was a quarterback that was verging on the edge of bust. Josh Allen erupts, starts being an MVP caliber player with Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs wears out his welcome there, goes to New England. Now Drake May, MVP caliber type of season. I'm just saying, good things go where Stephon goes.
It's not even the best version of Stephon Diggs in Buffalo either.
Like, I understand he might be a jerk. He's
definitely a jerk.
He's got a loose screw up there. He's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He's out there doing some pink stuff on a boat with Cardi B, watching with him on like 15 other women. Look, Stephon Diggs does some weird stuff. I get it.
Party.
However, you got to give him credit for where he goes. The young QBs get better. But since week 5, Buffalo started this year 4-0. They're 3-4 in their last 7. During that span, they rank 11th in the NFL.
Can I get Josh Allen's stats during that span? I bet his turnovers went up.
Let me look at that. That's a good question. But they rank 11th in the NFL in both EPA per play and success rate, which is like fine. But for a team like Buffalo, who's consistently in the top 5 of those statistical categories, having that much of a drop off, plus Buffalo's defense isn't what it used to be.
Not at all.
So you need your offense to be really, really good, and it just has not been, unfortunately for them. So looking at Josh Allen, since their 4-0 start, he had 7 touchdowns to 1 interception in weeks 1 through 4. Since then, he has thrown 3, 5, 7, 8 interceptions in the last 7 weeks.
Yeah,
so you're right. Hit the nail on the head.
I mean, when we
I had to
talked
do
about
quick
it,
mental math on that.
yeah, when
one.
we talked about it yesterday, I said I was concerned on the matchup because this is a disruptive defense. It's not just a good defense; it's a turnover defense.
Yes,
like they're getting the ball back, and that's a staple of elite defenses. They can turn defense into offense, or put their teams in position to get scores. And you even saw that on their return on the interception. I think it got called back for a block in the back, a blind side or something. But you see how he caught the ball. He wasn't going down. He was looking to score, right? And I think that really helps the Texans offense and just the energy on that team. That it means a lot. And D'Amico, that's kind of his philosophy when he was with us in San Francisco. It was like, look, when we get the turnovers, we're looking to score. Don't just look to get the turnover and get that. No, make a play. And he's got the young guys buying into that. And I got to publicly apologize to Will Anderson. I now see what people were saying because Will Anderson was getting so much hype when he was at Bama. I went to 4 Alabama games. I ain't never see this monster they were talking about, but I see it now at the NFL level. I do. He's got it, man. He's playing great ball. He's definitely established himself as a cornerstone of that franchise at that position. And that's saying a lot because they're coming off of J.J. Watt and a couple other guys that have been really productive for them at that position.
He now has a sack in 6 straight games, tying Mario Williams for the longest streak in Houston franchise history.
Who was also really good.
Yeah. We got a text in. That Texans defense is scary. Last year in the playoffs, my Chiefs almost got beat by that D. Pause. Yeah. It is a very, very good defense. Very, very good defense. Other games to watch in the league on the Sunday. Eagles, Cowboys. Have you heard all the rumblings going around? And I'm not talking about what Jalen Hurts said that we opened the show with yesterday.
Bro, I heard this man A.J. Brown he said something again.
A.J. Brown threw Saquon Barkley under the bus. So A.J. Brown got asked about the speculation that he isn't the same player that he once was, which is a valid question considering last week he got double-digit targets and it looked like he quit on some plays. Maybe he's lost a step or two. His response to being asked if he isn't the same player he once was. I'm emphasizing the he for a reason here, Alan. Quote, I guess Saquon Barkley ain't the same player either then. Huh? AJ, what? AJ. Huh? No. We don't. Why we? Saquon just caught a stray? For why?
Nah, man.
Yeah, that long size needed. What is that?
Again, we should have benched him a week ago. That would have sent the message to shut up.
That's a benchable
You've
comment.
talked to the owner. You've talked to the owner. And I know you've talked to the coach. I'm pretty sure the GM was in there too. I'm pretty sure there was a meeting of the minds.
Yeah.
When Big Don brought you into the office, and they probably told you to chill out.
There was also a meeting of the minds between Saquon, AJ, and Jalen Hurts 4 weeks ago, the 3 of them.
Yeah, see.
No, that was the beginning of October they had that.
You miss your Fletcher Coxes in these situations. You miss the guys that...
You miss your Kelseys. You miss
you miss the guy that would just walk up to the locker room and be like, yo, let me talk to you real quick, man.
Your Brandon your Brandon Grahams, all of them.
Brandon Graham's back.
That's right.
But he's probably like, yo, I'm just here to cash this check, man. I don't want the drama.
Bro, I'm trying to buy a new beach house. I got to play a couple of games. I'm not here to get involved in all of this.
But A.J. Brown, it needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed with some affirmation, and there needs to be a message sent because, again, we're getting closer and closer to this blowing up.
Look, 2023, it took until week 13 for it to blow up.
Yeah.
And then they had one of the worst meltdowns in NFL history. This is about the time when things went off the rails in 2023 after a red hot start to the season. They're not out of the woods yet. This still very well could blow up in their face.
I got an idea for the Eagles.
Okay.
Right? We need somebody to trick A.J. Brown into insulting Jordan Mailata.
Mailata?
Yeah. That'll get addressed. That'll get taken care of. Jordan will have a talk with him, and then maybe he'll go somewhere and sit down.
He should tell Jordan Mailata he can't sing.
He's turning into A.J. Owens. Like, this is exactly what he looks like. He's out of there this year.
Every day I open up ESPN and whatever news, CBS, news.google, whatever it is, I'm waiting for the headline to read or to get the push notification on my phone for it to read, A.J. Brown holds impromptu press conference in his driveway. I'm waiting for that. And then I'm waiting for A.J. Brown after a bad game from Jalen Hurts to be wearing sunglasses, go up to the podium. That's my quarterback. I'm waiting for one of the two to happen.
It's just crazy, man, that nobody in this organization has been able to get him under control. Like, this is
I would have moved him at the trade deadline.
Well,
I would have moved. You don't need him. Like, you've not needed him this season. He has been a complete non-factor. And that's not how Kevin Petula has been calling this offense, which ranks 25th in total yards, 28th in passing yards. They've got the best red zone offense. When they get down there, they convert at an extremely high clip. They don't give the ball away. They're playing ball control, time of possession football, which does not need A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
So the Eagles at Cowboys should be a fascinating game.
The line says it's going to be a good game.
I think it's going to be a great game because we saw the Cowboys give the Eagles all they could have in week one, which shocked myself. I thought Philly was going to blow out Dallas in that game, but the Cowboys kept it close, and now Dallas gets their revenge shot, and they've been looking pretty solid offensively, and the Philly offense has been downright bad this year. So if Dallas can hang up 28 points, which is very much in the realm of possibility, all of a sudden they could have Philly on the ropes and could be very close to pulling the upset. Dallas 4-5-1. They're like a half game, 1.5 games out of the playoff picture. So this win could be a huge swing for them in terms of keeping their playoff hopes alive under first-year head coach Brian Schottenheimer. So I'm very intrigued in this game. I'm also very intrigued in the Browns-Raiders game because Shedeur Sanders gets his first official start. But I'm more intrigued to see how the Raiders handle Shedeur Sanders, because if they lose to Shedeur Sanders, you're at an all-time low.
No, if they lose to Shedeur Sanders, then we can all point and do the Simpsons. Yeah, we can do that laugh because man, you could have drafted him, and who knows, maybe it would be better than Geno.
You know what they could have done? And this is why positional value matters.
They could have done a lot of things.
And why you don't draft Ashton Genty as early as you did, because you could have drafted an offensive lineman there. And you know who's having a really good year, arguably better, or not arguably, you know who's having a really good rookie year, better than Ashton Genty? Quinshon Judkins, who went in the second round. You could have drafted Quinshon Judkins and gotten an offensive lineman in the first round.
Yeah, I mean,
but instead
the running back class was deep this year. I didn't.
Idiotic.
I was arguing against it when it happened.
Could you imagine Cam Scatabo as a Raider?
Yeah, I mean, any of them, honestly, any of them.
I've been hearing a lot of, well, who's to blame for the Raiders? Is it Pete Carroll? Is it Chip Kelly? You know who I blame? The entire organization.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, it starts at the top.
I think it's a cursed organization. I think they're cursed.
No, I think it's just an unserious organization. Unserious ownership leads to these kind of issues.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's really what it boils down to.
And you know what the unfortunate thing is about all that? I think Mark Davis is trying to be serious.
That's the unfortunate part.
Like you could be like, oh, they're unserious when you're talking about a team that's been in the doldrums. Like Miami. Stephen Ross, he's in it for a quick buck.
Yeah.
He's not serious.
Yeah.
Mark Davis, he's trying to win, and he's failing time and time again because you see what he can do when he knows what he's doing. The Aces, best team in the WNBA. He's the owner of the Aces. They're having a great time. Let's get a break.
Hold on, we got a texter. Not a Raiders fan by any means, but at this point, they are better than the Commanders. If they replay right now, Washington would lose. In fact, Washington is probably the worst team in the league after losing to the Dolphins, no doubt about it.
Wow.
But that's not,
that's a good hot take Friday. I like that hot take.
That's not the door prize, though, for the Raiders. Like, the Commanders, they're at the bottom, too. That's not helping your case. That's why we're picking on them, because they're still at the bottom. At least the Commanders had a moment last year, or they had a moment in recent years. I can't remember the moment for the Raiders. What, back when Gruden was there?
That was the last time they were good.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's been a while. It's just been a hot mess the last couple years for sure, and it definitely was a hot mess this year. And they got upgrades that people were hyping up. So yeah, I don't think that's. I think that's irrelevant whether they're better than the Commanders or not. That's not my litmus test for being good nowadays.
I think out of the worst teams in the league, the Raiders are right there alongside the Washington Commanders, the Tennessee Titans, the Cleveland Browns,
and the Saints.
The Saints.
Don't forget about the Saints.
The Saints are the team that I forget about the most because they have been so irrelevant to the NFL for the last decade.
The best tanking team in the league. They never fail.
And they somehow are stupid enough to re-sign their players. Like, why did Chase Young re-sign?
Why was that an option?
Why do you even offer him that's besides the point. Yeah, the Saints are bad. The Saints don't even exist until otherwise known. I don't even think they're a real football team. Let's get a quick break in here. We'll step aside. We've got News or Snooze coming up right here on Fitz the Bill.
The Bentelli Holiday Sales Event is on now through December 24th. Great selection of LSVs and special finance rates are available. Cruise your neighborhood in style with a street-legal low-speed vehicle from Richmond LSV. Richmond LSV is a proud supporter of holiday cheer and gear on December 4th at Henrico Sports and Events Center. Contact us at richmondlsv.com or text 363-4351. Fun, fully charged.
Bob Black and Matt Joseph's Cheer and Gear broadcast live Thursday, December 4th at the Henrico Sports and Events Center to benefit the Salvation Army Christmas Assistance Program.
At East Coast Appliance, we've decided to give you Black Friday pricing all month long. That's right, save up to 75% off Virginia's largest inventory of new appliances. Our biggest discounts of the year on ranges, refrigerators, washers, dryers, everything. Plus special financing with no interest until 2027. Offers good while supplies last, so don't wait. Score the best deal of the year on the new appliance you've been looking for. The Black November sale going on now at East Coast Appliance, where you always get the best price or it's free. At East Coast Appliance, we used to shop all over town to make sure you were getting the best price. Now we use AI to make the process easier and a whole lot faster. We have electronic price tags on all of our appliances that scan our competitors' prices and then check our prices to make sure we're lower. We take our best price guarantees seriously, and this helps to save our customers time and money. So if you're in the market for a new appliance, just stop by your local East Coast Appliance Superstore and see for yourself. East Coast Appliance, the best price or it's free.
This year, make a tax-deductible contribution that can change a life. Every day, the American Red Cross helps thousands of people, providing emergency relief, emotional support, and essential care to families in need. We depend on your end-of-year donations to do this critical work. Donate to the American Red Cross before midnight, December 31st, and help us bring hope to a family with nowhere else to turn. Visit redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make a donation that will save someone's life.
This is advertising material. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Philip George's licensed attorney in Virginia is responsible for legal work. Office located at 500 East Main Street, Suite 1600-113, Norfolk, Virginia 235.
Have other law firms turned your case down? Maybe they didn't think you had a case. Maybe they just didn't want to spend the money to investigate. Truth is, some firms don't have the resources to fund a big fight. Alexander Chenara Trial Attorneys. We won't back down. We investigate, we fund, and it won't cost you a dime until we win. 877-222-6666 or go to Chenara.com. Alexander Chenara Trial Attorneys. We don't settle, we win.
This is advertising material.
The Rich Eisen Show.
It's not working right now. Geno, is he the quarterback of the future? That's the tough thing is when you have 2 wins entering week 12 and your quarterback of the future is most likely not on the roster. And it's laudatory that you've got a coach who's taking the credit because he's trying to protect the quarterback, who's taking the blame because he wants to protect the coach. That's all admirable. But when it comes down to it, what does Tom Brady think of it?
The Rich Eisen Show from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus.
Weather reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Lennox dealer. Online at hermanallenplumbing.com.
106.1 ESPN weather.
It's currently 49 degrees and cloudy with a high today of 61 and a low of 48. We're expecting overcast skies to continue throughout the rest of the morning and into the afternoon with expected showers later tonight. That rain is going to continue on into tomorrow morning with a 90% chance of rain tomorrow with a high of 62 and clouds clearing ways for Sunday. Clear skies, a high of 62 and a low of 44.
Commander Sundays start at Northwest Stadium, and Raisin Hale is there. Fan energy, game buzz, and Richmond's voice on Washington football. Raisin Hale, Thursdays at 6, only on your home for the NFL all season long. 106.1 ESPN Richmond, presented by Papa John's. News
Extra, extra, read all about it.
or snooze.
Let's get this going. News or snooze. Joe Burrow looks outstanding. Trends toward return.
News.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Disagree.
So let me push back a little bit. I heard you talking on the sports game.
Yeah,
You said there's a 0% chance the Bengals make the playoffs.
It's a waste of time.
However, that's not totally correct. They could lose this week and have Joe Burrow return next week, which has been the week he's been targeting a return around Thanksgiving. And it's a big if.
Yeah, it is. 'Cause
If they win
got
out-
they've got 8 losses at that point. So, yes, explain this to me.
If they win out, they would have a 75% chance of making the playoffs.
If they win out. All right.
Yeah,
let's-
and then if they lose any game between Thanksgiving and the end of the season, that sway goes from 75% to 20%. So it's a pretty big swing if they lose one game, if they slip up. However, here's my thinking, and this is why I think it's newsworthy. This offense has been cooking with Joe Flacco as their quarterback. They are top 5 in terms of EPA per play. They're top 5 in success rate. The issue has been defense. Now, if you can just kind of figure a couple of things out, maybe you start playing a more aggressive style of defense that puts an emphasis on creating turnovers and doing things that are just more that have more sway to the game, you're already going to allow a touchdown. So maybe try to jump that route. Maybe try to create a turnover so you put the ball back into the hands of your offense. I think there is a slight chance that a Joe Burrow return could spark a playoff run from the Cincinnati Bengals, which is why I think this is newsworthy.
All right. So the if scenario you gave, he
I know
doesn't
there are a lot
play.
of ifs.
He doesn't play this week, right?
Yep,
They got the Patriots.
They lose this week.
Ravens, Bills, Ravens. They're not winning out. They're not winning out.
Okay, you're right. However, they still have the potential of winning out.
They
You know
don't.
what I mean?
Not with that defense. We could
Create a couple
stamp that.
turnovers. Create a couple turnovers. That's all I'm asking. Instead of playing regular defense, just go hype. Engage 8 every time. You're allowing a touchdown on nearly every freaking drive. Just go engage 8.
Let my guy Knowles from Penn State call the defense. Then he'll get you there.
Yes. just attack.
Sam Darnold, Seattle's NFL high. I just read that how it's written. Anyway, quarterback Sam Darnold from Seattle, NFL high 20 turnovers, unacceptable.
News.
I was about to be like, you better say it's newsworthy. 20 turnovers?
It's also newsworthy because Sam Darnold saying it's unacceptable. Like, yeah, man, you're the problem.
Small hands.
You throwing a lot of interceptions, my guy. Look, I can look past a couple of them. I can look past your 3 fumbles or whatever it was against the Cardinals. I can look past that tough interception against the Commanders in the third quarter because those were in blowout wins. I'm going to need you to clean it up, though, in these big games. 4 interceptions against the Rams. I can confidently say, and Ernest Jones, he's not going to like this. He's not going to like this because he dropped a very mean expletive to people who are questioning Sam Darnold earlier this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm questioning Sam Darnold because, look, man, if he throws 3 picks, Seattle likely wins that game. If he throws 2 picks, Seattle wins that game. If he throws 1 pick, I'm still giving you 1 pick to throw. Seattle wins that game.
Yeah, I don't like when players do that. I think sometimes criticism is warranted. 20 turnovers is a lot of turnovers.
It's since the start of last season, he has turned the ball over 30 times. 16 times last year. He's at 14 already, and we've still got a whole heck of a lot of football left to play.
Yeah.
If Seattle's got a good team, they are a top team in the NFC with outside shot at winning a Super Bowl, making it to the Super Bowl. They are a good football team. They're not going to realize their full potential if Sam Darnold is dropping the football on the turf every other play and throwing interceptions. He's just not.
Steve Sarkisian on Texas Exit Talk. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. Cue the Wolf of Wall Street.
I wish I'd have seen that earlier. I would have had it queued up.
Snooze. This is a snooze right now.
Yeah. We don't believe you.
Hey, there's a rule of Fitz the Bill. I think we've brought it up a couple of times. One of our trademark rules is never trust coaches.
Yeah.
Now say it with, we never trust what a coach says. Especially, this rule is especially true for coaches that are represented by Jimmy Sexton. Jimmy Sexton, look, God works hard. Sexton works harder. He is one of the craziest coach agents in all of sports. He is what Scott Boras is to the MLB. Jimmy Sexton is to college football coaching and coaching in general. He is going to flex his muscle, and he is going to utilize the media to try and drive up the price for his clients. Jimmy Sexton represents Bob Chesney. Bob Chesney likely wants the Penn State, depending on how things go with JMU. But I would not be shocked if Jimmy Sexton was the one leaking out that Chesney is a high likelihood to go to UCLA, so that it drives up the interest from Penn State so that they may take a longer look at Bob Chesney. Although I don't think Bob Chesney would be a good fit right now at Penn State.
So you know where this came from?
Where?
Him reiterating that he's not going anywhere? According to Sarkisian, people are using his potential exit as a recruiting ploy to pull kids from Texas.
Smart.
Basically saying, like, he ain't going to be there. You might as well look at us type stuff. So he had to reiterate he's going to be here, which I think is hilarious.
I also love one of the reasons he said he is staying in Texas and he's happy with Texas.
It's the barbecue?
No.
It's got to be the barbecue.
I'm more of a pork guy.
And the Tito's vodka for him.
Chill. Sarkisian noted that 2 of his children are attending Texas and another may enroll next year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but you know what the other 20,000 students are doing there? Not having their father be the coach and they're still attending Texas.
Yeah, I don't think it
like
matters.
that does not matter. I love he's like, well, my kids are going here, so I think I gotta stay.
So he's
case.
considered a QB coach.
And Arch Manning has been a failure this year. Yeah, great QB coaching.
The Arch, I don't think that's coach. He's a freaking Manning, man. He's had Peyton to Eli teaching him growing up.
He's got the yips. He's got the yips.
He's still bad. So that ain't on Sark, man. He's just not as talented. If anything, he needs to hang around and wait for Peyton's son to come up, because they were hyping him up on the broadcast. And I'm not gonna lie, the throws I've seen him making and stuff like that, he's what Arch was supposed to be. But
we're already putting unneeded expectations on a child.
It's too late for him. Yeah, you're right. He's even transferring to a school to showcase his skills. And blame his father. Peyton's got a high standard for him.
Jeez Louise. All right.
But I was gonna say, for Sark, he's gonna be probably the coach first on some people's boards at the NFL level, because they got young guys. Giants with Dart. Titans with Ward, and there's probably a couple other openings that'll flare up that his name is going to pop up. Maybe even the Falcons revisit Sark coming back and being a head coach again. Who knows? But I think that the NFL gigs are going to be more enticing than Texas, because it's a lot of work at Texas, and it's not working out.
Yeah, and hey, maybe he takes the Atlanta Falcons role when it opens.
I mean, he's got to keep Arch too. I just can't believe they ran Quinn Ewers off like they did, man. Both the program and the quarterback are suffering. Quinn's rotting on the Dolphins' end of the bench, and Texas is taking a step back. They should just ran it back one more.
Even if I'm Quinn, if I'm getting forced out, I'm transferring, because he would have been one of the best quarterbacks.
I think he wore his welcome out on the transfer based on how he did Ohio State. Because he was at Ohio State, and they banked on him in that class, and he ran back to Texas, and I think that left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
I know. However, you know what cleans a mouth out of a bad taste?
Yeah.
Winning football games.
That's true.
So, like, you're telling me that Auburn right now wouldn't love to have Quinn Ewers?
See, like, for Quinn, he probably was thinking like an Oregon or something like that.
Yeah, So that would have been more tough because
Yeah.
Dante Moore is absolutely balling in Oregon.
and
but-
again, flaking like he did on Ohio State, I think people just kind of.
There would have been a team
Texas Tech
probably in the
would've took 'em.
SEC. Yeah, like there are teams out there that would have been like, we'll do it for a year. Here's a couple milli, and let's go win it. Let's go try to win a natty. So let's get a quick break in. Step aside. There was a crazy finish in college basketball last night that we have to talk about. That's coming up on the other side.
Traffic reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Linux dealer. Online at hermanallenplumbing.com.
The RVA Sports Awards are back. Celebrate our sports community by nominating a coach, athlete, or local leader who inspired you and showcases the true RVA spirit. Nominations are now open for Athlete of the Year, Team of the Year, Coach of the Year, as well as Most Inspirational Moment in 2025. The 5th Annual RVA Sports Awards will be held Saturday, January 31st at the Altria Theater, hosted by two-time Olympic gold medalist and soccer legend Brianna Curry. Reserve your tickets today online at visitrichmondva.com.
This is what you want on Thanksgiving. This is not what you want on Thanksgiving. So if you're already hearing this, or you've got a slow drain or are experiencing occasional backups, chances are good you need to hear this.
Robinson's Plumbing Service, may I help you?
Now's the time to have Robinson's Plumbing fully clean your drain system. They'll give your drain a complete camera inspection. If there's any clogging grease or debris, they have powerful jutters that'll blast those clogs into oblivion. You don't need any additional pressure when it comes to hosting the family gathering. Let Robinson's Plumbing clean those drains so you don't have to do this. Giving you more time to do this. Robinson's Plumbing has been voted the Richmond area's best plumbers. Best in service, best in quality, on time, and always priced right. Schedule your drain inspection now at robinsonsplumbingservice.com. That's robinsonsplumbingservice.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5905. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5905. That's 800-583-5905. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Looking for the perfect golf course? Check out RVA's best kept secret, Queenfield Golf Club, just a few minutes past Mechanicsville. Reserve your tee time today at queenfieldgolf.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-939-1331. That's 800-939-1331. 800-939-1331.
Hey, it's Delvin Joyce, JMU Hall of Famer and former New York Giant. And listen, make sure you tune in to Talkin' Dukes every Wednesday on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Go Dukes!
It's deflected into the arms of Cross. Lead to Bellamy, stolen by Rice. There's still time left. It's Marsh for the win. Oh,
God! 107-106 finish last night in the college basketball world. USC downs Troy
I gotta say, after watching that, man, that the way he shot that
The
ball,
way he shot it.
dude, the way he
shouldn't have
shot
got
that
in.
ball.
He was going for the foul. He wasn't going for the shot. He took that was the old grandpa, shoulder in. I'm just hoisting this bad boy. Thing went.
Basketball is the most unforgiving sport ever, man.
Gosh, but who would have thought we'd get a 107-106 triple OT win this early on in the season?
Dude,
what a time.
I can't, just hearing it just makes me relive so many bad moments. Even as a VCU fan, it's just like, oh my God, how did that even go in? That was ugly. That was uglier than ugly.
How does Troy? So Troy starts with the possession. They try to inbound it. They try to go length of the court. Ends up missing. USC gets it. Just flings it ahead with 3 seconds on the clock into the front court. And this guy from the top of the key hoists a horrible shot and drains it. That's just not fair.
It was awful.
That's not. Troy's over there thinking, all right, all we got to do is dribble this out. We just got a triple OT win against I almost said Pac-12 throwback against
it's coming back, baby.
Yeah, but not barely. Barely. We just got to win over a Big Ten school. That's a good win. And then you watch that go up, and you're like, all right, that's not. No way that goes in because it came out of his hand. No way that's going in. That's going. Oh.
Imagine the people who were like, I'll just go to the game because I got nothing else to do. And then they get that.
I got an early morning, but this one should be over by what? I think 7 p.m. Triple overtime. And you're like, man, I'm going to be late to work in the morning. But coming up, hour 2, Hot Take Friday. Get your hot takes in. We've already got one fantastic hot take about Cleveland. And you don't want to miss that. 804-327-0888. Get those hot takes in on this Hot Take Friday. And then we got our Commonwealth Power Rankings coming up on the other side as we kick off hour number 2. Keep it locked where Richmond talks sports.
The lights, the rivalries, the NFL in prime time. From Thursday to Sunday to Monday nights, every big matchup is here. Only on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, where Richmond talks NFL all season long.
The Bentelli Holiday Sales Event is on now through December 24th. Great selection of LSVs and special finance rates are available. Cruise your neighborhood in style with a street-legal low-speed vehicle from Richmond LSV. Richmond LSV is a proud supporter of holiday cheer and gear on December 4th at Henrico Sports and Events Center. Contact us at richmondlsv.com or text 363-4351. Fun, fully charged.
Get the latest update on Henrico County sports tournaments, happenings, and future events on ESPN Richmond's newest segment, the Henrico Huddle. Join Henrico Sports and Entertainment Authority Executive Director Dennis Bickmeyer as he joins Bob Black on the Sports Huddle. For more information on Henrico Sports and Event Center calendar, visit online at henricosea.com or tune in to the last Wednesday of each month for the Henrico Huddle on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
At the Original Mattress Factory, we make mattress shopping easy. We offer our lowest and best price to everyone, every day, so you can shop when you're ready. We show you exactly what's inside of our mattresses so you can see and feel the quality for yourself to ensure you're getting the best value. And we offer a no-pressure shopping experience. Our team is here to help you find the best mattress for you. It's that easy. Visit an OMF location today to see the Original Mattress Factory difference for yourself.
At American Red Cross, we depend on your end-of-year donations to provide relief during emergencies and care for families in need. Visit redcross.org to make a donation that will change a life.
Question: would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? And would you seat them in a car seat that's not the correct one? Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. More info at safercar.gov/the-right-seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
From the ESPN studio, presented by Ortho Virginia. Find one of Ortho Virginia's orthopedic locations at orthovirginia.com. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 106.1 ESPN. You're listening to the second hour of Fitz the Bill on 106.1 ESPN.
Welcome back in hour number 2 of Fitz the Bill on this November 21st morning. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, Allen alongside as we are live on 106.1, also the ESPN Richmond app and ESPNRichmond.com. And of course, we are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. If you want to watch the stream live, just type in ESPN Richmond. We'll pop right on up and you can watch us live. You can be part of the show by doing all of that fun stuff, liking, commenting, subscribing. And like we said, it's Hot Take Friday, so we'd love to hear your hot takes, 804-327-0888. And we'd also love for you to join us on Thursday, December 4th. It is coming up quick for our annual Cheer and Gear event. December 4th, we'll be out there. I'll be out there from 12 until 1 doing some lunchtime drop-off stuff. So bring out your new sporting goods, sporting equipment, soccer balls, baseballs, baseball bats, all of that fun stuff from 12 to 1. Or join us for our live broadcast. Matt and Bob will be live doing their shows from the Henrico Sports and Event Center from 3 until 6 p.m. that day. I'll be out there as well. That's Thursday, December 4th, as we are getting ready for our annual Cheering Gear. We'd love to say hi. We'd love to see you out at the Henrico Sports and Event Center. So it's time for our weekly Commonwealth Power Rankings. And Alan, you got the numbers. I'm ready for the numbers this time. You ready for the numbers? I got numbers.
Let me set them up.
You give me a hard time that I don't remember the numbers because we got them made. We got them all nice and spiffy. And so I thought, that was a block in the back. So I thought maybe we should.
It was definitely a block in the back. It was warranted.
Going back to the Bills-Texans game real quick. We got the highlights that are rolling here on the screen in the studio, the Ortho Virginia studios, and yeah, that was a very blatant block in the back late in the game that, or I guess late in the second quarter that negated a pick six. But Texans went on to win. Commonwealth Power Rankings, starting with the bottom, number 5. Number 5. That's a beautiful number 5. Liberty.
They're fifth because you got to have 5 teams.
Honestly, I might put Virginia Union over them. Maybe Richmond, William and Mary, I don't know. But Liberty, you are bad. You're at Louisiana Tech this weekend. Good luck. That's all I got to say. All right, the next one.
Number 4.
Virginia Tech. Although the James Franklin bump nearly leaked in here to the power rankings.
He can't bump him before he coaches.
No, I know. How awkward would it be? And this is an intrusive thought. How awkward would it be if he stinks as a coach for Virginia Tech?
That would stink for Virginia Tech. Bro.
Yeah, it would stink for Virginia Tech. They've given him so much power in that program. Bruce Arians was on the Pat McAfee show when the firing was first made official of Brent Pry. And Bruce Arians we're going to hire a general manager, and then we're going to hire a head coach, and we're going to modernize this whole organization, and it's going to be awesome. And now Whit Babcock's well, if James wants a general manager, he can get one. If not, he doesn't need one. So, yeah. And it's just so you guys have changed your entire philosophy just so you could get this one coach, which I think is the right move because Franklin was a top 3 candidate and he was the best free agent candidate out there on the market right now. So, yeah, you kind of bend the knee to whatever he wants. However, if it blows up in their face and he ends up being a very bad head coach, that would be one of the more Virginia Tech things to happen, as they have not really had a run of success since 2011 was their last year with double-digit wins. Might be forgetting a year in there. All right, number 3. Old Dominion's number 3 in our Commonwealth Power Rankings. They're at Georgia Southern, and after that little hiccup they had in the season, they have really started to find a rhythm. They lost to Marshall, they lost to JMU, but since then, they have looked like the team that they look like to begin the season. They've rattled off a couple of wins, an impressive win against App State, and now they're looking to back it up with another impressive win against Georgia Southern. ODU 7-3 on the season, 4-2 in conference play, and their final 2 games are against the two of the worst teams in the Sun Belt East in Georgia Southern and Georgia State. So the team's bowl eligible, and they've got a real chance to finish out 9-3 and look really, really good under Ricky Ronnie. Feels like things have started to finally come together down there in Norfolk, Virginia. So they're number 3. And now it's the question of 2 and 1, which has been an ongoing debate throughout this entire season. It's been a fun debate, and I've got number 2. I've got number 2
Number
as
2.
UVA. Is that a homer in me? Is that homer in me?
Yeah, on behalf of the College Football Playoff Committee, UVA can't possibly be number 2 in y'all's rankings anymore.
Yeah, look, the College Football Playoff Committee doesn't know what they're talking about.
They can't be. They just can't be.
This is the same College Football Playoff Committee that left Florida State out of the whole college football playoff after going undefeated.
No, it's not the same one. It's the same concept, but it's not the same committee.
Okay. All right. You should have a bone to pick with them, too. They don't know what they're talking about.
No, I've had a bone to pick with the system even before that. Like I said, I just think it needs to have some kind of universal criteria that we can look at as like, well, you didn't follow this rule when you were coming up with this ranking.
You know what I think is crazy? I think it is absolutely insane to me that Congress, government, has like open sessions where you can like go and watch them work, right? And they got C-SPAN TV's like always on, showing everything that's happening. Here's a petition.
Nah, I don't want to see it.
We got to start the CFP span. CFPAN. There we go.
Oh my
the
God.
College Football Playoff Committee. What does C-SPAN even stand for?
Something you got to go.
I don't know. Look, we got to get a live feed on them. We've got to get a live studio audience into that committee room to figure out exactly what's going on. That's my petition. If we got C-SPAN, we should be able to get a CFP span. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if I want to know their logic though, or the process. Considering how you see what they come up with.
You know, it would be hilarious if you put them on like the 50-yard line of the swamp, and then you fill the stadium, and they're like, "So Notre Dame, boo!" And it's like they have to handle the pressure.
That would be too ridiculous.
Stadium pulse, you know how
Stadium Pulse,
and they're like, "Oh, who's the last team in?" But yeah, the committee really likes UVA. The committee has them at 19th. I understand. I get it. They've got a bye week this week. However, I think if Virginia and JMU squared off tomorrow, it would be a really, really, really good game. And I know UVA, they're coming off of their best offensive performance probably since that Florida State win early in the season. It was a 34-17 win against Duke. I get it.
This is their best team performance.
It was their best team performance. I get it. Maybe they're peaking at the right time. But JMU, not to be outdone, coming off of, maybe their best team performance of the season in their win against App State, where they outgained App State on Saturday by 500 yards. So, both teams peaking at the right time, it seems like. And
I don't think JMU beats that version of UVA I saw on Saturday.
I don't know, man.
This is why we should play for it.
Bring back North Carolina, bring back the North Carolina stuff where they get to play all of their state schools, and Charlotte gets to host Duke back in 2021 and all of these fun games. I wish Virginia did that. That would be so much fun. But if UVA and JMU squared off tomorrow at Scott Stadium, JMU would be a 2-point favorite. If they squared off on a neutral site, JMU would be a 4-point favorite.
I just totally disagree with.
Hey, numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
People lie, numbers don't.
They don't tell the whole truth.
Number 1.
And JMU.
Yeah,
That's JMU, who takes on Washington State this week, and what should be kind of a fun matchup. Washington State 5-5 this season, but like a kind of frisky 5-5. They play a really, really sound defense, and their offense isn't necessarily the most high-flying, but they've got Jimmy Rogers, who used to be the head coach at South Dakota State, turned them into an actual powerhouse over there at the FCS level.
A lot of fun team.
Yeah.
Like, they were a lot of fun.
Mark Gronowski at South Dakota State, who's kind of flailing at Iowa, but he was really good at South Dakota State. He's the head coach for Washington State. He knows how to get a good defense going. So I'm very intrigued in the matchup this Saturday with UVA on bye, JMU against Washington State. I don't know if there's going to be much of a shakeup between 1 and 2 heading into the final week unless JMU loses. So that's our Commonwealth Power Rankings. Number 1, JMU. Number 2, UVA. Number 3, ODU. Number 4, Virginia Tech. Number 5, Liberty. Let's go out to the phone lines. We've got Espo on line 1. Good morning, Espo. How are we doing?
Good. I know 2 institutions that agree with your top 5.
Who are they?
Tech and UVA. They refuse to play us.
You're right. That's what makes my point for me. Now we got Virginia Tech on the schedule next year, man, and James Franklin will be the head coach of that. So coming right at the right time for JMU.
I don't think he's a savior. I think he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's a mistake when they walked away from that model where you got a GM that handles the NIL, especially with the settlement now and the cap. You're really going to need a general manager. You can't just write a check.
I wonder if Franklin will end up doing the general manager route, and Whit Babcock just is kind of talking to talk right now up at the stand during the introductory press conference. Because you're right, a GM is kind of needed, or at least maybe it's not quote unquote GM. Maybe it's like the director of revenue for the team or something like that. Because you need someone crunching the numbers on a spreadsheet and figuring out, all right, what do we need? How much do we have left? What are positions of need? What can we afford? Who's working with the agents? That's a part of the game now.
I mean, what's Franklin's training in dealing with agents? I mean, I suspect he's better at two deep zones than he is dealing with somebody who really knows the ins and outs of the NIL.
Yeah,
I think it's a mistake. I think they're going to get somebody and call him something else. They usually do.
I do too, but I think James Franklin's better at dealing with the agents or at least dealing with the kids than Brent Pry was. I don't know if you've seen this. Of the coaches that have been fired mid-season, the amount of decommitments that have come from that school, Penn State leads far and away. They've had 17 decommitments since James Franklin was fired, so he might not be the best in terms of working with the agents, but he has a way of connecting with the student athletes and getting them to the school. So that'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Well, I don't know if it's that so much. I mean, when Kelly left at LSU, they lost one kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Program, I think, matters more than coach, and I always preach this. If you've got a good system like JMU has with Jeff Bourne's system, the coaches tend to be better than they really are.
Yeah, look at Mike Houston.
You've got such a good structure. Exactly. Yeah.
Look at Everett Withers.
Yeah, well, I liked Everett, but I mean, he was not the world's best coach. And this guy T. Chaney, who I think is a good coach, but JMU, the team is undefeated. The coach lost the only game they lost.
You're not wrong.
That was at Louisville debacle. Yeah, I know. So I think they're number one, and I think everybody knows it. And I think if you got into a truth room with Tony Elliott, I think he'd tell you that. I mean, he can see the film just like I can watch them. They're exceptional on defense. The offense, you're right, sporadic, but that goes for every team in the NIL era. Everybody's offense is sporadic. Alabama's sporadic. LSU is really sporadic. I think you're right. You're spot on with that.
Thank you, Espo. I always love when Espo calls in. Thank you so much for having a great rest and have a great rest of your day, Espo. I love it when he calls in. Go Dukes. Love it when he calls in and tells me I'm right. It's so nice.
We're going to commercial.
Man,
no, I'm just playing, man. I got nothing against the Dukes. I would love to see the game, but like I said, Matt and I were talking yesterday on the Mashup Hour. There's a reason why I can see the ACC avoiding scheduling JMU because they got a history of playing spoiler for some of the teams. Like again, they could have beat Louisville this year, as well. But they had the North Carolina game. They beat UVA once already as well. They decimated Virginia Tech that time they beat them. Like the program been on a decline ever since. Like they're just like the harbinger of bad news for this area. So I don't like it, but I can see why teams maybe don't schedule them. Put it that way.
Yeah, 100%. And keeping it in the Commonwealth, a team that can't go into our Division I football rankings, however, a team that has been dominating this season despite the unfortunate loss in the CIAA championship game. Virginia Union this weekend will host D2 teams, man. D2 teams. They host California of Pennsylvania.
California of Pennsylvania?
What are we doing, man?
All right, so
what are we doing,
I meant to ask you, the guy from, was it Johnson C. Smith?
Yeah, the QB?
Is the QB, is he the one that hit the portal after the game?
Oh, no. That was Brevin Caldwell, their star wide receiver. Dude's a stud.
Can they protest?
I mean,
because he's impactful. Like, why couldn't you leave before the game?
Sure. However, I just feel really bad for Johnson C. Smith.
I feel bad for them. I feel bad for Union, though.
Yeah, because Union
would have been a great game plan if he wasn't playing.
He had Brevin Caldwell. What did he do in that game? maybe he was already gone off the team.
Maybe, I don't know. I just saw the text you sent, so I was questioning like the timing, obviously, and I'm like, did he play against Union? Because that's crazy.
Maybe he didn't. I swore he did.
And if he didn't, then I'll take it back.
I swore he did. He was I thought he stats sometimes at Division II level are a little spotty.
Yeah.
But he's a star. He's had over 1,000 yards in each of his last couple of seasons. Charlotte native, dude's a dog, and he leaves them right before they're about to begin their first playoff run in quite some time. So a little bit of a bummer.
I've been seeing some things on that too. Like a lot of the HBCUs and Division II schools are again kind of sending out some SOSs to people, being like, "Look, our talent is getting poached by D1 schools on a regular basis, and the timing of this stuff is affecting our postseason play." And like I said, I still think there needs to be a transfer window like in soccer, and maybe even look at a transfer fee of some extent. So when you take a certain caliber player from say like the Richmond Spiders and he goes to Maryland, like you got to pay the Spiders, especially if the Spiders have invested NIL in that individual. Like I think there should be some kind of compensation for the school if we're going to a professional model to that extent, and the haves and the have-nots will always have that gap between them. You close it by having something similar to what soccer has, which is a transfer fee.
I think that is I think it's a transfer fee. I think there should be contracts involved, because I think if you can get contracts involved and there are buyouts or transfer fees, as you say, I think that is a really interesting part of it all. I'm trying to see, did he play? He's been a star the last couple of years, but he may have been dealing with injuries this year a little bit. He played in some big moments, and so Brevin Caldwell, he enters the transfer portal, which is a big loss for Johnson C. Smith, whether or not he was playing or not. I mean, he's still got some eligibility left, so he should be garnering. I mean, he's garnering a lot of FCS offers already. I imagine he'll garner some Division I FBS offers. Like Reggie Vick last year for Virginia Union, he was a baller at the wide receiver position. He entered the portal. He went to Wake Forest. So that's really a bummer for them. But Virginia Union hosts California of Pennsylvania on Saturday. 4 straight year Union has found their way into the playoffs. A 3 seed. It's the highest seed that Union has had since Coach Alvin Parker took over the program. And this is the longest string of postseason appearances for Virginia Union since they did, I think, 5 straight back in the 70s into the 80s. So really impressive. Should be a fantastic game. Curtis Allen is a guy who, I mean, he is just etching his name in the record books, not just the Virginia Union record books, but the Division II football record books with what he is doing, averaging over 150 yards per game, over 25 carries per game. Really great stuff. Should make for a fantastic showdown. I was catching up with Coach Dunn yesterday of California of Pennsylvania. I was like, so what can I expect defensively? You know, like what type of defensive front do you guys?
15 in the box.
He goes, he was like, we're multiple. We're gonna match personnel. We're gonna do that a lot, but we're just really gonna try and figure out any sort of way to stop Curtis Allen. Because I brought him up. I was like, so what's your plan to stop him? And he kind of laughed and he was like, he's pretty good, isn't he? And it's like when your opposing coach is talking about the other team star players, like, yeah, he's tough. Like, that's going to be hard.
I would imagine, man, you see somebody like that on film, because there's always, like, you always see stats and see clips and things like that. But then when you actually look at tape, you're like, wow.
6'2", 220.
Yeah.
Can probably hit max speed of 21 miles an hour. Yeah. I see that coming down the hole.
That's terrifying.
Meet you in the face. Good luck. Got to tackle.
We had a caller, George Howard, who confirmed that the gentleman did not play against Union, and he thinks he only played like 1 game this year.
Okay.
But Johnson C. Smith has a plethora of talent at wide receiver. So
they've got guys, but yeah, Caldwell's pretty good. Okay, so I know he was dealing with injuries. He's been on and off the field. All right, I appreciate that correction, because sometimes Division II stats, what I have learned in my time is sometimes it says they only played in 2 games, but they actually played the entire season. And like the back end's just slow to. So good to know, but still a loss for Johnson C. Smith. They still got some other guys, and what they have done with their new coach, I think Coach Flowers, over the last couple of years during his time down there, has been nothing short of extraordinary. So that is likely. Johnson C. Smith and Virginia Union likely going to be a long-time rivalry between the two squads because the way that they've built it up down there and the way Union has built it up here, they are set to face off in a lot of CIAA championships if they're able to maintain this level of success. So should be a lot of fun to see. So let's get a quick break in. We'll talk about some other college football games from around the country on the other side.
The Henrico Sports and Entertainment Authority is a proud sponsor of Holiday Cheer and Gear. Created to bring a little joy to underprivileged kids with your donation of new basketballs, footballs, soccer balls. Make plans to drop off any new sporting equipment Thursday, December 4th at the Henrico Sports and Events Center to benefit the Salvation Army Christmas Assistance Program. We'll be broadcasting live, collecting sporting gear from 12 noon to 1 p.m. and 3 to 6 p.m. and hope to see you there.
Coastal Carolina University offers you the academic experiences you need to succeed after college. From marine science to computer science, from theater to music technology, from hospitality management to health administration, there is a place for you at Coastal Carolina University. With inspired learning opportunities in the classroom, in the field, online, and around the world, Coastal Carolina offers the opportunities to support and empower your success. Visit coastal.edu to learn more.
This is advertising material. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Philip George's licensed attorney in Virginia is responsible for legal work. Office located at 500 East Main Street, Suite 1600-113, Norfolk, Virginia 23510.
A birth injury turns the best day of your life into the worst. Hospitals deny. Insurance companies delay and off pennies. At Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, we don't let them get away with it. We stand with you. We fight for you, and we win for your family's future. Call 877-222-6666 or visit Shannara.com. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. We go deeper. We fight harder. We win big.
This is advertising material.
Illuminate Light Show, Virginia's largest, longest running, and most affordable drive-through light and music show, is back and bigger than ever. We're talking 3 million lights spanning a 2.5-mile route, all perfectly synchronized to some of your favorite Christmas tunes. Cap off the evening inside Santa's Village for food, fun, and shopping, and of course, pictures with Santa himself. Illuminate Light Show, 5:30 p.m. nightly at the Meadow Event Park in Doswell. More info at illuminatelightshow.com. Family owned and operated for over 12 years.
Are you suffering from a sports injury, chronic pain, or something that just plain hurts? Ortho Virginia can help get you on the road to recovery. As the state's largest provider of orthopedic care, Ortho Virginia's team of specialists offers surgical and non-surgical treatment options. With 12 offices conveniently located in the Richmond area, visit orthovirginia.com or call 804-915-1910 to discover why at Ortho Virginia, stronger starts here.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5905. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5905. That's 800-583-5905. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Border to Border with Matt Josephs on 106.1 ESPN. Your daily 3 to 4 p.m. pit stop for unfiltered sports takes, statewide debate, and no-holds-barred analysis. Richmond's game, Matt's lane. Don't miss it.
Welcome back in. Fitz the Bill. Taking a look around the country, college football games this weekend that have a lot of college football playoff implications. And again, I'm telling you, we got to start CFP span. I think that would do numbers.
No, I'm telling you, you don't want to know. Numbers. No, because these people have told you. It's like PFF.
No, man.
They tell you they watch every single play, and when you find out they're using meth streams or something like that, you're going to be disappointed.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with using those streams.
No, there's nothing wrong with using it, but that's not film watching.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. I just think CFP span would do numbers. I'd lock in every Tuesday night when they debate over their committee rankings. That's all.
No, they should. You know what they should do? Make it Twitch and then let us comment.
Hey, chat, where should we put Notre Dame?
Oh,
Drop a F in the chat for UVA.
The hate chat. Before you start your segment, I gotta bring this back up.
Hey, chat.
Have you paid attention to Cam Scadaboo's
his life?
No, like he's streaming now.
Really?
And it keeps trending. Like he's just the meathead we thought he was, man.
What is he streaming?
He's streaming him playing Madden. He's streaming himself. The other day, he was drinking energy drink out of his cleat.
Oh.
He's like shirtless, and he's always like, "Hey, chat!" He's like screaming at the chat, and just being wild. It's hilarious.
He worries me.
No, I just keep looking at him, and I want to be critical, but I'm like, yeah, you guys don't have a coach though, so I guess you just doing whatever you want to do.
He's just out there living life. Who are they even going to hire? That's the question. This coaching cycle might be barren.
He says hey chat a lot. Matter of fact, my son has picked it up.
Hey chat,
and wants to. He was watching a clip, and I was like, let's not watch that. He's like, he's funny. I'm like, nah.
Who was it? Kai? Kai Sinet?
It's Cam.
Oh, it was
himself.
Cam.
Yeah,
he was watching Cam stream.
Yeah, he was watching Cam stream. I don't know how it even got in his algorithm, honestly, but he was watching his
You're
stream.
about to have a kid headbutting everything.
Nah, I can't deal with that energy, man.
There's no clean segue from Cam Scadabo. Hey, chat from CFB span.
It's funny. Get a chance, watch it. It's funny.
I might just do that for the rest of the day. Actually, just sit in a room and just watch Cam Scadabo Twitch streams. So college football this weekend. No Cam Scadabo to watch because he has a horribly broken ankle and every other ligament in his ankle. But we've got a great game, a couple of great games. Notably, the one marquee one that has the most college football playoff implications surrounding it, USC at Oregon. Oregon, I think, with an emphatic win, could probably move up a good bit in the polls. USC on the other side, 8-2, hovering right around the cut line. If they could go on the road to Eugene, I said that like a Frenchman. You could go to Eugene, Oregon, and take down the Ducks. USC's all of a sudden in the college football playoff picture and might push Oregon out of it. Oregon also needs a win to keep their Big Ten title game aspirations alive, albeit very small because they need both Ohio State and Indiana to falter.
Yeah, I just think it's a tall ask for USC.
Did you realize how bad USC has been on the road since joining the Big Ten?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a staple of Lincoln Riley's just inconsistency. I mean, outside of the Caleb Williams Heisman year, it's been disappointing.
He's 2-2 away from home this season. Both losses came to ranked teams, Illinois, Notre Dame, and then USC lost all 3 of its road games last season against ranked opponents.
I can't believe they lost to Illinois.
They nearly lost to Iowa last week. It required a crazy comeback. Like, come on, man. Iowa doesn't have an offense.
Yeah.
That was rough. Then we've got another game, mainly for the fact that it has college football playoff implications, not necessarily that it's a good game itself, but in the group of 5 world, Tulane takes on Temple, and Tulane looking to buck the trend of the G5 team getting ranked and then immediately losing that following Saturday. Every G5 team, Memphis into, who was it last week? Why am I blanking on it?
USF?
Yeah. Memphis into USF, both them lost the next game. Tulane, now they're the ranked ones. Will they fall against Temple?
They've got the college basketball #1 curse, right?
Yes,
like
exactly.
Early in the season when you're number
You
one
don't
in
want that
college basketball,
#1.
yeah, you always lose the next game, it seems like. It seems like whoever they pick for the group, maybe the committee is secretly doing JMU a favor.
Hey, maybe. I kind of said that on the JMU Sports News podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm kind of glad they're not ranked because based off past data, we would have lost this weekend.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting game because it's at Temple. Casey Keeler, the new coach at Temple, had them firing on all cylinders early on in the year, but then they started to kind of fall off the tracks a little bit. They got a bye week. They're off of the bye. It's senior day. A lot of emotions there for Temple. It lines up for a potential Tulane upset loss. So that's a game to just kind of keep in mind. If you've got YouTube TV and you've got the quad box, I'd throw that into the bottom left corner. That's where I'm probably going to put it. A game that is, how is Michigan 18th, Alan? like, I know they're winning games and I know how they're 18th, but like, whenever I watch Michigan, I go, this is a bad football team.
Yeah, the thing about college football rankings is outside of the committee just doing what they want to do, as long as you start high enough and you don't lose really bad games, you're going to stay ranked. And I think that's Michigan, because you're right, they don't look good, but they don't have any like terrible losses.
Their worst loss is USC, who is now ranked.
Yeah. So I think that's why they're still 18th, but watching them, yeah, I mean, there's not much difference between them and Iowa offensively some games.
They
But that's why I say I don't know if Sharon's going to be there, man, in more than a year. If he gets Hyder in there, and obviously I don't expect Hyder to start off the bat, but he's getting that kind of talent because he had Bryce Underwood from last year coming in this year. Like,
yeah.
You're like, people got to see something out of that. And by something, it's got to look fluid. It's got to look explosive, and there's just none of that there.
It's like it's a blessing and a curse when you get players like this, because you come in and everyone's like, oh, you got Bryce Underwood. You got the best quarterback in this year's recruiting class. Things are going to go so well. Oh, my goodness, he won the competition out of camp. Let's go. And then at the same time, he's a freshman, and he's still learning on the job, and he has 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, under 2,000 yards, and he's looked
Yeah, he's learning in it, and it's like, are you going to let him go?
Yeah,
like I said about saying with Ohio State, that was one thing about Ryan Day starting the season off hyper conservative. But now, hey, sling that thing, man. They're letting it go. Like,
now he's a Heisman contender.
Open the offense up. That's the whole point of having that talent.
It's between him and Mendoza now. But and then on the other side, Michigan is at Maryland. I wanted to take this opportunity to kind of rag on Maryland a little bit. The fact that they are standing by Mike Locksley.
That is crazy. I really thought he was out of there.
Like,
I bet you he was probably like, wait, what?
Yeah, when the AD was like, we want him back next year, he was like, me?
He did the thing, looked around. Me? Maybe you're talking about Michael.
Yeah, not Mike Locksley. You're talking about Michael Locksley.
Yeah.
But they're keeping with him. I think it's a mistake, especially with, look, this is going to be a crazy coaching carousel in the college football world. Penn State, LSU, maybe Maryland thinks that they would get like the bottom of the barrel selection because they don't have a ton of NIL support. They don't have necessarily the biggest budget. You heard that from their men's basketball head coach. That's a big reason why he ended up leaving. But with that being said, I think they would have had a real shot at Bob Chesney. Like, Bob Chesney coached at Johns Hopkins on his come up. He has a lot of connections to that area. I think they could have been a very desirable location for Bob Chesney. And now they're taking themselves out of that running. They're taking themselves out of the running for a lot of other coaches. And they're standing by Locksley, who has just not been that great. He started 4-0 this year, and he has lost now 6 in a row. He has gone 1-6 in Big Ten play, and their lone win was their first Big Ten game against Wisconsin. So things are a little rough over there in College Park, but they'll stand by him. And for Michigan, if you're able to beat up on Maryland, you could somehow, they're 18th right now in the College Football Playoff Committee rankings, you could move up to getting right along the cut line somehow, some way going into that Ohio State game. If you can get a blowout win against Maryland, set yourself up for a showdown against Ohio State, maybe pull out that upset win. Just like that, Michigan could be in the College Football Playoff. Then we got Tennessee at Florida this weekend. The Vols have lost 10 in a row in Gainesville. That is a losing streak that dates back to before Tim Tebow. Urban Meyer, Will Muschamp, Jim McElwain, Dan Mullen, and Billy Napier never lost to Tennessee at the Swamp. The last Tennessee win in Gainesville came in 2003. But if Tennessee wants to kind of stay sniffing around the college football playoff, got to get this win. You got to do it in dominant fashion.
And you know how bad you got to be to lose to Billy Napier?
You know how bad you got to be to never lose, to never win since 2003.
It's a house of horrors, man. I said Heupel's got to win because he's got a couple head scratching losses. Tennessee in general has a couple head scratching losses sometimes.
Tennessee fans are at his neck, man. Have you seen this?
Well, Tennessee, even before it was legal, was putting a lot of money into their program. So
you just ask Jeremy Pruitt.
Yeah, they expect some results out of that. They expect to be better than Ole Miss is what I would think, right?
Yeah.
And it's not coming to fruition. So
being 3-3 in conference play really stinks.
It's unacceptable.
And like, I think they're at the point now with Heupel where they're like, okay, we know you can destroy bad teams.
Yeah.
Can you beat good opponents?
Can we take that Alabama win and do that on the road occasionally?
Yeah, like exactly. Like, okay, we're really good here in Neyland Stadium. Are we really good at the Swamp? Really good at Bryant-Denny? Are we really good away from home? So far under Heupel, if it's a ranked opponent, it might be a loss. If it's a ranked opponent on the road, it's definitely a loss. I think it also rubs a little salt in the wound that 2 of their 3 losses this year have been against ranked opponents at home. 3-point loss to Georgia, and then a 6-point loss to Oklahoma. So,
and they kind of gave that Georgia game away.
Yeah, they did. And imagine how different the season is if you win it. But let's get a quick break in. Hot Take Friday coming up. Drop your hot takes, 804-327-0888. That's coming up on the other side.
Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Online at hermanallenplumbing.com.
Richmond LSV is a proud supporter of holiday cheer and gear on December 4th at Henrico Sports and Events Center. RichmondLSV.com. Fun, fully charged.
Think about it. You take thousands of steps every day. Shouldn't every single one of them feel amazing? Well, with Arch Fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins, they can. Skechers teamed up with podiatrists to design a shoe that provides amazing arch support for all-day comfort. And best of all, you get all this comfort, stability, and support with the ease of Skechers slip-ins technology. Just slip them on. There's no bending down and no struggling to tie your shoes. Just step in and go. Try Arch Fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever comfortable footwear is sold.
At Bank of America, we asked our teammates, what makes this company a great place to work?
There's very little that you can't accomplish working for Bank of America.
If you prove yourself, you can try over in a totally new way.
You can learn so much here. You're the owner of your career.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
The RVA Sports Awards are back. Celebrate our sports community by nominating a coach, athlete, or local leader who inspired you and showcases the true RVA spirit. Nominations are now open for Athlete of the Year, Team of the Year, Coach of the Year, as well as Most Inspirational Moment in 2025. The 5th Annual RVA Sports Awards will be held Saturday, January 31st at the Altria Theater, hosted by 2-time Olympic gold medalist and soccer legend Brianna Curry. Reserve your tickets today online at visitrichmondva.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-939-1331. That's 800-939-1331. 800-939-1331.
From rush hour to Richmond Roar, Bob Black's voice is your sun-splashed co-pilot. Dive into all the stats, fiery takes, and the kind of energy that beats brake lights. Weekdays, 4 to 6 p.m., your drive's new favorite huddle.
Welcome back in. Fitz the Bill on this Friday morning, getting you set for a weekend of great sports action. It kicks off tonight. Verina at Dinwiddie, TJ at Armstrong, and some high school football playoff action. Before we talk about that and get into our hot takes, we're going to go out to the phone lines as Bruce is on line 1. Good morning, Bruce. How are we doing?
Good morning, Fitz. How are you doing? Good morning, Alan.
We're doing fantastic. Thank you for asking, Bruce.
Hey, Fitz. I was just joking with Alan on the other side. Every night it appears that Alex Ovechkin is breaking a record. He's scoring the most goals. I don't know if that's newsworthy or snooze or lose or whatever, but every night he's doing something, man.
Yeah, he's now he had his 33rd career hat trick last night, which is the fourth most all time, tying Brett Hull. And he had so 3 goals is 6 points, and assist is 7 points. With 7 points last night, he is now 10th all time on the points list, passing Joe Sakic. He's a old man still doing young man things.
Wow. And I wanted to be funny. I really wanted to be comical because I learned when I called in Wednesday that I can't say nothing else about LeBron because I did not mean to get you to lose a gasket, Fitz. I did not mean for that at all. But I wonder if what Alan was saying regarding Jordan is applicable to Ovechkin, meaning, hey, you don't have to say nothing about this guy. People just know he's great. So that's why I was just calling.
No, I loved it. I love getting a little worked up on the LeBron James, Michael Jordan.
Can I give Bruce some credit, too? Looking like Maxey for MVP isn't as crazy as it sounded, 5 months ago.
Yeah, got to shout you out on that one. What a performance last night for Tyrese, man.
Hey, guys. This guy's good, guys. This guy has worked hard in the off season. He's talented as can be, and he's put the work in. And so, I'm at Kentucky. When the 76ers selected him 20th overall, I said in that draft, we got the steal of the draft. And that's really what it is. Of all the mess-ups that we've had through the process, Tyrese Maxey was the steal. And so I'm impressed with what he does. I think his leadership is where in elevation 2026 is that he's taking the lead for the team, and his teammates are sort of working with him as well. So, hey, man, Philly is playing well. Detroit is playing well. But I'm still going to stay a 76ers guy.
I love it, Bruce. Appreciate you calling in. Have a great weekend. Maxey 54 last night. Edgecombe, the 76ers made some bad draft moves through their whole process.
Yeah,
but they've hit on their last couple. Jared McCain, I know he's still working back from injury, but when he was playing last year, he looked like a star. Edgecombe, dog. Maxey, dog. They've hit on their most recent one, so shout out for that. They got to get credit where credit is due.
Yeah, no, for sure. I like Edgecombe. I like what's going on with the team. If somehow they could get Embiid to just be healthy enough.
No,
Anthony Davis had a season when he was healthy enough, and they won a championship.
Cut Joel Embiid.
It was asterisks on it, but they won a championship.
Hey, we're not going down that road. Hot Take Friday. We're not going down that
Hot Take Friday.
Mickey Mouse championship, man. They won a championship fair and square. Ain't no Mickey Mouse about it. If anything, it was tougher to win in the bubble than it was to win out of the bubble.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what I say because I'm right.
All right.
All right.
Let's get to the
Hot Take Friday. Number one. This is my biggest hot take that I've got. For the first time since 2010, the AFC Championship game won't feature the names Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, the run for the time being, it's over. And for the first time since, did you realize it's been that long? Every AFC Championship game has featured Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes or both.
Yeah, I mean,
that's crazy.
Having lived through being victimized twice by Patrick Mahomes, I'm well aware of his run.
And I'm going to even double down a little bit further on this, where I don't think the Chiefs have enough to make it into the playoffs. They have really dug themselves into a hole at 5-5. They are 2-4 in AFC play. They are 1-2 in AFC West play. It's tough. They aren't looking. The crazy thing is they have better stats than they do last year. However, they're losing games that they would have won a year ago. And you look ahead, their next 4 weeks, it features one for-sure win, and it's at the Cowboys. So I wouldn't even go so far to say that's a for sure win because it's a short week on Thanksgiving. And you got the Colts this Sunday. If the Colts play like they did the first 10 weeks of the season, that's a loss. And now you're under 500, and it's the furthest into a season that Mahomes will ever be below 500. Then you got the Cowboys. Then you've got the Texans, and Texans have been firing on all cylinders. They'll likely have C.J. Stroud back by then. Then it's the Chargers, and you finish out the year at Tennessee, then Broncos, Raiders. I mean, your final 3 weeks, you've got 2 wins in there, but that Broncos game is going to be tough on Christmas, another weird week. I think the Chiefs are going to miss the playoffs entirely, man. I think that's my hot take for this Hot Take Friday.
I will wait and see. I think the matchup against the Colts is favorable for the Chiefs because it's cold and it's outside now.
It will be cold. It will be dark.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I think for me, my Chiefs are not making the playoffs. Predictions and stuff will start if they lose this game. Because
if they lose this game, so currently as it stands now, they have a 55% chance to make the playoffs. If they lose this game, it drops to 38%. If they win this game, it jumps to 66. So it's a pretty huge swing here. And then after that, the Dallas game doesn't have too much of a bearing on how the season will go from there, mainly because it's an NFC game. But then from there on out, they've got 3 AFC West showdowns, and the rest of their games after Thanksgiving are all against AFC opponents. And it's going to be a run for them that they're going to have to win more times than not. You got a hot take?
Shedeur Sanders and the Browns are going to win by at least double digits.
Wow, that is a hot take.
Yeah.
Double digits?
They're going to smoke the Raiders.
Does Pete Carroll make it to Monday if that happens?
I don't know if it's Pete's fault.
It's not. I think it's Mark Davis. I think it's the GM. I think it's Chip Kelly. I think it's Geno Smith.
I think this defense is going to play with all kind of energy. Like, I feel like the team is behind them, and that's going to matter. And they're already defensively. I think they're already superior than the Raiders' offense, of course. So I expect it to be a good game.
I like that.
It's a hot take. Why not?
We got a hot take from the text line. Hot take. Parentheses, like all my takes aren't already. Cleveland is secretly being serious about last year's #awful for Arch, and Haslam and Barry, the GM and owner, just need to add that 41st name to the jersey.
Well, I can tell you there's going to be no competition if you're trying to draft Arch.
Hey, you could drop down to the 32nd pick of the 4th round.
But I also have a hot take. He ain't coming out.
I don't think that's a hot take anymore.
Yeah, like why would he come? This would be an awful time for him to come out, considering that he has no good tape, and no matter how well he drills and practices, he has no good tape.
He's no good game tape.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's coming out.
If I got to go back to high school to see you play well,
my hot take with Arch Manning, and this is a lot hotter than that one. I think he transfers out of Texas. I think he goes and gets a fresh start somewhere and plays out the remaining. What is he, a redshirt junior this year? He's a redshirt sophomore.
Yeah, he's a redshirt sophomore.
I think he transfers at the end of the season and plays out his final 2 years of eligibility elsewhere.
Where would he go?
Oregon, but Dante Moore's a freshman or a redshirt freshman, so Dante Moore's got that.
Moore's young himself.
Yeah, so Moore, you're not going to Oregon. I don't know where he goes, and that is an important part of the equation. I just don't think he stays in Texas. I think the fact he got the yips there, I think with the uncertainty around Steve Sarkisian, my hot take is that Arch Manning is wearing a different uniform next year, still in college.
We'll see. I feel like him and Texas are married more so than him and Sarkisian for real. And they got him at Texas so he could work with a QB coach.
I know, but maybe Ole Miss brings in a good QB coach when Lane Kiffin gets hired away and he goes to Ole Miss, the old stomping grounds for Eli. Maybe it's Tennessee with Peyton's old stomping grounds. I don't know, but
I don't even know if this is a hot take, but NFL fans are ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
Patriots are 9-2, and people are like, they haven't played anybody, or are they for real? They're 9-2, man. They're 9-2. Along the lines, they've beaten at least a respectable team in the Bills, and they're still 9-2.
I hate that too. Like when people are like, well, who'd they play?
Yeah.
They didn't make their dang schedule,
Yeah, they've
guy.
played 11 people and they've won 9 of the 11 games.
Like, you get it in college football, too. Like, and maybe this is, like you hear a lot, like, with G5 teams, and people are like, who'd the G5 play? They're not even good. And it's like, well, they called Virginia Tech, UVA, Duke, UNC, NC State, and they all said, no, thanks. So, yeah, they played Middle Tennessee State and Northwestern Panhandle because they had to fill out a schedule.
And the only time the Raiders would have been able to beat them is week 1.
Yes.
I think that's the only time. That's the last time the Raiders were good.
The Patriots are fraudulent 9-2. Who'd they play? The people that were on their schedule.
Yeah.
And they've beat them up. Like, they beat the Panthers 42-13. They beat the Titans 31-13. They beat the Browns 32-13. If you sense a trend, they beat the Jets 27-14. They're beating teams up.
Yeah, the bad teams are not having really close games with them besides the Falcons game.
Yeah, they tried the Falcons. That was when the
Bills
Falcons
lost
were
to
kind
the
of
Falcons.
Make that make sense.
Yeah, I know.
Make that make sense.
But yeah,
and a lot of these games, they're what, 5-0 on the road.
Yeah, I don't
know who they played.
I don't understand like why we question if they're good or not. The record says they're good. Now, are they a Super Bowl contender? That's a different question. But to question whether they're legitimate at 9-2 is kind of crazy to me. Yes, they're legit.
They are. They are
got
good
9
football.
wins.
Now, in the same breath, the Denver Broncos are not legit.
Well, I mean,
they're 9. No, they are legit. They've got one of the best defenses. That offense is fraudulent. That offense makes me mad. That's all.
Don't look at me, man. I'm still waving my Travion Henderson pom-poms. Keep giving him the ball.
Hey, keep giving him the ball. He has had 4 touchdowns over the last 2 weeks? Good stuff.
If he had done it weeks 1 through 3, like I asked, you might have went 3-0. Just putting it out there.
My last hot take is that the Cowboys will, kind of similar to you, how you have the Browns winning by double digits. I got the Cowboys pulling out a double-digit win against the Eagles.
My hot take is that at some point, A.J. Brown is going to have to come with some fisticuffs with his teammates.
I think this is the week the meltdown begins for Philly.
They're about to fight in the locker room. I just know we're going to hear about it.
The fact that he threw Saquon under the bus when he was asked, hey, do you think your play's slipping? You asking that question to Saquon? No one asked about Saquon, my guy.
Yeah.
Keep my name out your mouth. It's like the Tim Robinson sketch when the guy's sitting in. I reference Tim Robinson too much, but he's like sitting in the audience, and they like start making fun of him. And he's like looking around. He's like, me? They're like, and that guy in the fedora with the glasses, looking stupid, and he's the only one in the audience with all that stuff. He's looking around. He's like, you're not talking to me? That's Saquon. Saquon's like at his locker. You talking about me?
Yeah.
How did I get thrown into this? What'd I do?
Maybe they got too many nice guys because Saquon's a nice guy. Jalen's a nice guy. I don't know, man.
A meltdown begins this week for Philly.
Leadership is important, and if it can't come from the coach, it's got to come from a player. And typically, I know for folks who are probably thinking, why doesn't this player say something, that player say something? Typically, your unit is handled by, like if you're offensive people talk to you.
If you're a wide receiver too, and the problem is A.J. Brown is one of the more senior players on this team, so he's the one with a lot of seniority and power, and and you have no coach who's able to put them into check, and
and he doesn't have a defensive equal because I think most of because they got rid of their vets on defense. So
good luck, AJ. Good luck, Philly. Let's get a quick break, and we'll be back to wrap up this Friday edition of Fitz the Bill.
This year, make a tax-deductible contribution that can change a life. Every day, the American Red Cross helps thousands of people, providing emergency relief, emotional support, and essential care to families in need. We depend on your end-of-year donations to do this critical work. Donate to the American Red Cross before midnight, December 31st, and help us bring hope to a family with nowhere else to turn. Visit redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make a donation that will save someone's life.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-939-1331. That's 800-939-1331. 800-939-1331.
Hi, this is Jeff Henderson with Hometown Realty and RCI Builders. If you're looking for land and want a new house, please give me a call. RCI Builders will build one of their great houses on your lot, or we can help you find a lot. Our goal is to help you get the house you want on the lot you want. Doesn't that sound great? My cell is 804-432-7436. So give me a call and let's get started today. 804-432-7436.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers. Oh, they're here. Who needs something to drink?
We've been overindulging a little more than usual. Thank goodness we both added active liver to our diets to give our livers some much-needed support so we have the energy we need to enjoy the holidays. Try Active Liver today and enjoy all the holiday treats with the peace of mind of knowing you're giving your liver some relief.
Find Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com. Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
From college football to the pros, Matt Josephs has it covered. Border to Border brings you sharp analysis and fearless opinions every weekday at 3. Don't miss Border to Border on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, where Richmond talks sports.
Welcome back in, Fitz the Bills. We wrap up this Friday edition on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. We are out at Dinwiddie tonight as they play host to Verina in Region 4B high school football playoff action. Tomorrow, Allen will be out in Louisa as the Lions play host to Huguenot in Region 4B semifinal action. Both of the games should be fantastic. TJ is at Armstrong tonight in 2A semifinal action. But, Alan, I've got high hopes for the Dinwiddie Foods. See where they come in. Right now, Huguenot number 1, Highland Springs number 2, Armstrong number 3.
I'm excited, too, for the eats always. And then also for the new segment we're going to try where I interview a fan from each side to see if we can get some pregame talk going.
That should be fun.
That should be. It'll get really entertaining down in Louisa, I'm sure.
Yeah. So follow along. Fitz the Bill, ESPN RVA, ESPN Richmond as well on Instagram. That's where all of our high school coverage lives. So as of course our Talk of the Town presented by Dave & Buster's in Ortho, Virginia each and every Wednesday. But you can follow along and never miss any of our high school coverage on Fitz the Bill, ESPN RVA, and ESPN Richmond on Instagram. And we've got a fantastic slate of games, live play-by-play action right here on 106.1 over the weekend. It kicks off, pun intended, with Richmond and William & Mary in the Capital Cup down there in Williamsburg. Coverage begins Saturday at 12:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, 7 p.m. tip, Richmond Spiders play host to Gardner-Webb. And on Sunday, we've got the Colts Chiefs, and we've got the Cowboys Eagles. You don't want to miss any of it, so keep it locked right here on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Coming up next, it's Clinton and Friends takes you into the Rich Eisen Show. And then at 3 p.m., we are back live and local with a special Friday edition of Border to Border with Matt Josephs right from the Ortho Virginia studios in the capital of the Commonwealth. We'll be back Monday. Follow along with everything for high school football playoff action on Instagram. Fitz the Bill, ESPN RVA, and ESPN Richmond. Talk to you Monday.
from the ESPN studio. Presented by Ortho Virginia. Find one of Ortho Virginia's orthopedic locations at orthovirginia.com. W291CL Lakeside, Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 106.1 ESPN.